Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Ferrari V8 mashup. So next we're going more towards present day and we're going for the Ferrari 458 Italia. So this is a car that again has won major awards for its design, for its sound, for its engine, for the way it handles, for the way it makes you feel. So let's give it a try on track, shall we?
This is your 2009 Ferrari 458 Italia.
So let's hit the track, let's have a look around. So beautiful 5-spoke wheels here, and then for the first time we've actually dropped the double circle rear headlights. Beautiful detailing, love the lights, love the little aero ducts to the left and right of the lights, and the 3 central exhaust reminds me of the F40 for myself personally. Again, sounds fantastic. The red line's been increased even further on this one, as well as the power. So let's chuck it into the first corner and let's have a look at the balance of this baby. So let's see if we can get the rear end out. Yeah, it comes out. This feels quite good. Second gear, very controllable. Can control it on the throttle as well as the steering. Let's try to switch back. Yeah, this has really good balance. This has probably the best balance out of a lot of the cars. I can control it on the throttle as well as the steering because I've got that additional power. Nice bit of angle there. Yeah, it's definitely got brilliant balance. I can see why this car got the awards that it did. Yeah. Okay, just pushing it a bit too far there. Okay, so we spun it around there, but more the fact that I've gone in the grass more than the fault of the car. More my fault, I would have said. So this V8 seems to have a bit more of the character back from the 360 CS. Doesn't have the same. I know people are probably going to slate me for it, but I think the F430 Scuderia, the engine sound is great, but does lack character. It's kind of the same tone all the way through, as I said before. So just pushed it probably a bit too hard there, off onto the grass. Let's get the rear end out. A bit of handbrake to initiate it. And again, a third gear, nice drift throughout there. So balance wise, really like this car. Let's go for this tricky third gear corner. So rear end wants to come out a little bit, but it can be brought back in just with a little bit of opposite lock. Let's try this chicane, see how this bump affects this car. Okay, so the bump hardly affecting the 458 Italia. Now, I know it may be a bit of an unfair matchup because this car is not a track orientated one. As we're looking around the interior, you can see it's got all the mod cons. There's leather on the dashboard. This is not stripped out carbon fibre kind of car. So I do like the interior here. We've got a nice big rev counter centre stage, kind of saying don't worry about the speed, just look how I'm performing. A lot of the stuff in the interior is also very driver focused, all angled towards the driver. And as we've seen through the years, the steering has become increasingly cluttered. There's a lot more on it now than on any of the other cars. Through here, again, the bump unsettling us a little bit more. Might just be the fact of the speed that we're hitting the bump at. So we're going to apex through here nicely. As you can see, we're still up in third gear, so as we've gone through the generations, we can hold that higher third gear, and it just gives us a little bit more control and a bit more punch out the corners. What I do love about a lot of these Ferrari V8s is you get on the power, you have a little bit of oversteer, but it's the oversteer that you want. It's just the oversteer saying, yeah, you're pushing on, you're pushing hard. Down into third gear, apex nicely, around this long right-hander. I think this is the first car that can hold third gear. I think the Scuderia would just having second, snatching third there. Through this bump here, rear end's getting a little bit loose, so that corner's becoming harder and harder as we're hitting it at higher speed. Front end on this car, again, Ferrari know how to make a front end on a car. This goes where you want it to go, you think it goes. Bump again, I think this is a showing that road cars not having the track focus suspension are not unsettled as much as the more road orientated cars on that bump there. Down the straight, we already hit 160 and we're 143.5. Again, I've set fastest lap on this lap rather than the second lap. So with the F430, I felt like it was quite hard to set consecutive similar kind of laps. I think the 458 is a lot easier to control, a lot easier to handle, and I could do the same kind of lap time lap after lap. So going through here onto the banking, through that bump there, again a nice little bit of oversteer. As you can see, small corrections to correct that, but nothing too untoward. Took the bump nicely. Up into this quick chicane here, so just holding third gear again. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. It's predictable. That's one thing that I didn't find with the F430 Scuderia, was it was predictable. I didn't feel like I could trust it almost. Down the back straight, hard onto the brakes, down into third. Nose goes right where I'm asking it to. Dab a brake. Ooh, a bit too much speed in the rear ends. Gave up a little bit early there, but again, a little bit opposite lock and it comes straight back into line. Through that fast left-hander, and then we're onto this long left-hander. Late apex again. Rear end being a little bit wild, but again, it can be wild, but you know you can control it with a little bit of opposite lock. Again, that bump not affecting this car in the slightest. Down the start-finish straight, we know that lap 1 was actually faster than this lap 2, so let's see what the next car brings for us.